Hi, this is Lane8492. This is the only true crime story video I'm doing today. This will be the first time I've done one that was in Texas. This is the case of Texas death row inmate Blaine Keith Milam. Blaine Keith Milam and his girlfriend Jessica Carson were convicted in the brutal murder of Jessica Carson's 13-month-old Amora Carson, who was 13 months old. Apparently, that she died during what appeared to be some sort of ridiculous exorcism because they believed that this 13-month-old was possessed. How could that be? That makes absolutely no sense for a 13-month-old to be that way. This child had been bitten and beat with a hammer. She was just a 13-month-old baby, an innocent baby. Babies are innocent in the eyes of God, and how could they just do this to this poor child? And this was in Rusk County, Texas. They were both 18 at the time. And the police described this as probably one of the worst cases of brutality or worst crime scene that the detectives had ever seen. And as a result, Blaine Keith Milam and Jessica Carson were both tried for the crime because apparently the mother, Jessica Carson, did nothing to stop it. And Jessica Carson got life imprisonment while Blaine Keith Milam was sentenced to death. He was first set for execution in January of 2021, but was given a stay because it was believed that he had mental retardation, that he was mentally challenged. Of course, in 2002, the SCOTUS ruled in Atkins versus Virginia that you cannot put to death a prisoner who's mentally challenged. However, just because they claim that doesn't mean they're going to get off on those grounds, because they would have to prove it. I remember studying that in criminal justice when I went to UNT, that they have to show signs of it before the age of 18 and at least 3 adaptive skill deficiencies. If it happened at 18 or after, then any chance of getting off of death row under Atkins relief is pretty much dead in the water. But Blaine Keith Milam is set for execution on September 25th of this year in Huntsville, Texas. Of course, we know Texas leads the way in carrying out death sentences, because since the reinstatement of the death penalty, Texas has executed 591 men and 6 women. But of course, we know Florida is leading the way in carrying out the most death sentences this year, even though Texas leads the whole nation. And of course, Texas has executed 4 prisoners this year. Of course, Florida has executed 9 with 3 more scheduled. And here's what else I'll say. Back when I went to North Central Texas College studying criminal justice, I toured a few Texas prisons, including the Allen B. Polunsky unit where they hold the men on death row. I got to tour that area with my criminal justice class. And I even toured the execution chamber in Huntsville, Texas with my criminal justice class back when I was a student at North Central Texas College. It was interesting knowing that I got to see the room where death sentences are carried out in Texas. Well, hope you enjoy this video and let me know what you think. Thanks.